So, this episode was what you would call a fluffer episode. I just, I don't know. I mean, it's a decent episode, but after that last one, I mean, come on, man. It's just. So, we learned this guy's backstory here, Bill Burr, who's pretty good on this show. He was on the first season when they were doing that jail heist or something in that prison, and Mando captured him or whatever. So, anyways, Cara Dune comes and she gets this guy and releases him from the Republic prison here and takes him with Mando and them to get these codes so they can find out where the baby is. So he tells them that there's this planet where there's a hidden mining factory. So they go there. So Mando disguises himself as one of the drivers here, and Bill Burr is the other driver, and they're gonna drive into the base like Imperials and get the information about where the kid is. So on the way, this was pretty good actually. On the way to the base, they have to carry this highly explosive fuel, and there's these pirates or natives or whatever you call them. They keep trying to get on this tank thing that they're on and put thermal detonators to blow up the fuel. So Mando has to keep fighting wave after wave of these, just like Street Fighter or something. It's another side quest thing, you know. Kill so many pirates to complete the mission. So he's fighting on top of this thing, just fighting wave after wave after wave of these guys. So they're getting closer to the base, and there's like 10 to 20 of these, I don't know what you call them, like rafts or whatever they're on here, skiffs. And right when they get to the base, these TIE fighters come in and blow the hell out of them, and they get into the base. So much for the oath, I guess, but I guess they were doing this because they wanted to show how much the Mando cared about the kid or whatever. So Bill Burr can't use this machine because it uses facial recognition. But explain this to me, okay? Mando goes up to this machine. He takes his helmet off. I mean, I understand they wouldn't necessarily know who he is because he hasn't taken the helmet off, but wouldn't they have realized he's not an Imperial? I mean, wouldn't the thing would have said, we have no registry of this guy or who you are or whatever, but they scan his face and he gets in there and he gets the information. Then we have to deal with this prick who's one minute thinks they're traitors or something, and the next minute's going to buy them a beer and all this, and he sits them down and he's just bullcrapping him and Bill Burr about how awesome the Empire still is and all this, and they've got the New Republic on the run and all this propaganda crap, and Bill Burr is pissed off for some reason because I guess some operation that this guy ran went really bad or something, and a lot of his, I guess, fellow soldiers or whatever the hell he was doing with, they got killed, and he barely made it out alive, and this guy's like, oh, they're heroes of the Empire and all this, and don't you worry, the people are going to want the Empire back before you know it, and all this, and then Bill Burr just... It just, there's the guy raising the cup to the Empire. Bill Burr just shoots the guy point blank, and then this gigantic shootout happens, and they barely get away, and Boba Fett here makes it to the roof and picks them up, and then Bill Burr decides he's going to take this base out because he's pissed off at this guy still, even though the guy's dead. and he shoots the, I don't know what you call it, the tank or hauler or whatever that had all that gas on it. He blows it up and it takes out the whole damn base. And I mean, it was pretty awesome, I guess, because I mean, he sniped it perfectly and just took out that whole base. So Gina Carano or Cara Dune and the Mando decide to let this guy go and give him a second chance. And he just walks off and he's like, okay, I'm going away and all this. And that's pretty much the end of this episode, except for the wonderful ending here, which I'll get to next. But, okay. This is the most cringe thing I've probably ever seen on Mando. And I don't really know why they put this scene in. It was very stupid of Mando to do this. And I guess he was trying to scare Moff Gideon or something. Like, I don't know. So now Gideon knows that he knows he can find him or whatever. So, I don't know. This whole episode it just wasn't that great. I mean, first of all, I was expecting to at least see Luke or Mace Windu or some Jedi in some form appear, or at least they should have shown the baby Yoda on the rock when he's doing that Skype call thing. They should have shown Luke Skywalker like somewhere turning his head like he's getting his attention, like what's this, or just some Jedi. But no, instead we cut to this information heist thing, and I'm gonna get you, boo-hoo, and you're in for it now, Gideon, and all of this, because I'm a Mando, and da-da-da, and I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. This finale, they better have a GD Jedi on there. And they better have, I mean, they really have to bring it this next episode, because this whole season, it's been good. I mean, I don't really hate it, but it's just they do these clumsy, stupid things like this episode. This whole episode to me was a total waste. Okay, this episode should have been the Mando gets Bill Burr or Cara Dune like what they did, and then he gets in there and gets the information, and then it cuts to a Jedi appearing like Luke or somewhere, and he's like, I've been contacted or whatever, and then Boba Fett's drawing his gun on them and everything, and Boba Fett and Luke, have a little bit of a fight or something, and Mando's like, hey, stop, like with Ashoka, and he's like, are you the Jedi that the baby called and all this? And he should have said, yeah, what's going on? The baby showed me things. And then Luke or Windu or whoever the hell should have gone with them to Gideon's ship, and they should have been stuck in the ship fighting or something, and that should have been this episode, the first part to the second. This next episode should have been the second part to them getting the baby back on the ship already. Not this drawn out, like, heist thing, and I don't know. I mean, I just didn't care for this episode. So, that's it. And I sure hope they bring it next week, because they don't bring it next week, man. I mean, come on. I mean, they have got to show the Jedi on here. It's so obvious that baby called somebody. Who'd the baby call? What was it doing there? That was the whole point of that thing. I don't think they understood that. Anyways, see you next week.